Hi guys, and welcome back to another Planet Zoo speed build episode. And in today's episode we will be building a forest themed and wood cabin styled habitat for the red fox that is very naturalistic with this little water feature, and everything is very easygoing and very fitting for the red fox that just loves to live in the forest. Let's get started. And I am finally back from my around, I think, 2-month long break from Planet Zoo and YouTube in general. And it just feels so good to be back. I just took a break for, as I said, 2 months now, since I just wasn't feeling like building anything and producing content after my latest episode, when I finished doing all the Oceania animals from the previous pack. And I just wasn't having like the motivation and also the inspiration for building anything. And so I decided to honestly just take a break and do something else and take a step back from Planet Zoo and creating content. And honestly, the break might be like a little sad because I obviously wasn't making any content for my YouTube channel. So that wasn't too nice, but the break itself does feel really good now that I'm back at building in Planet Zoo, because the motivation is really high right now. Also because of the project that I'm doing right now, which I'm gonna tell you about it a little bit later in this video. And also the inspiration is just so much better. In the meantime, when I was taking the break, I also was in some parks where I also saw some native animals to Germany, like the wild boar, some deer. Then I also saw foxes, like we are building for right now, and other European like forest animals. So I did have like the perfect inspiration for this build and also the next habitats that I'm going to build for the project that I'm going to talk about. And yeah, just taking a break sometimes can make wonders for your inspiration and motivation. And it was so easy to come back now to building something in the Planet Zoo. As I said, I already had the perfect inspiration, like pictures and ideas that I had while visiting this park. And just not building anything or just breaking my head to come up with ideas for such a long time now was just great for building now. And it was so easy to come back. I just built this in like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I think I built the whole habitat, and I'm so like happy with the result. It just came out just as I thought, maybe even a little bit better. So honestly, taking a break sometimes can make wonders for content, for like creative games like that. So yeah, but I am back now. We will see how long I will be doing YouTube videos now in a row, but I will definitely step back with my schedule on uploading videos, because I don't want to overdo it right away, and I want to do it a little bit more chill, because I feel like if you're doing too much and putting yourself in like a stressful situation when you're like planning to make 2 videos per week and you somehow cannot keep up with the schedule, or just don't feel like playing, or maybe even don't have that much time to play, it can be really hard. And once I'm like out of my normal schedule and like skipping one video, then there's like no going back, and I'm like spiraling down into this no motivation and skipping videos. And so I'm gonna keep it slow. I'm probably trying to keep a once a week schedule, maybe not on fixed days, but just saying around once a week I'm gonna upload new videos. especially now with the project that is going on. And I don't want to tease you anymore with the project, so I'm just gonna keep talking about this one. So basically, if you know Zoof, which is another content creator, YouTuber, Planet Zoo gamer, he has a Discord. In case you don't know, I will also link Zoof's channel and his Discord down below. And we have this Discord project where basically the community from his Zoof's Discord, we planned, or maybe a small team planned, it's better to say, a community zoo, which means that a small group of people, including leader, which I will also link down below, who is also very active in Zoof's Discord. He planned out with some other people a zoo, a theme for a zoo, and how it's going to be like designed for the sections, and they made up 4 different sections for the zoo, and then people from the Discord could apply to be part of the community zoo. And it was planned that around each section there's going to be a group of 5 people, so roughly about 20 people in total, that are going to build this whole zoo all together. I think we are a little bit over 20 people. We are like 25 people. I'm not sure about the exact number, but we are around 25 people building this community zoo all together. We are split into 4 groups, which every group has a different section of the zoo that is themed differently. And I am in a group of the woodlands section, which means we have these forest woodland types of animals that are mostly native to Europe and North America, if I'm correct, but we also have some Asian animals that are like woodlands kind of animals. And so we are building in this group of, I believe, 5 people we are. And we are building the zoo, and we split up who is building what. So some people are building like habitats. For example, I am exclusively building habitats right now, or it is for the moment planned that I only build habitats. Then we also have people that are building, for example, the restaurant, a playground, or the train station that is also going through our section. And so we kind of split up the first projects that we have right now into different people. And I, for example, have the red fox. So I decided to start with the red fox, which is going to be built in this video that you are seeing right now. I will also be doing some more animals, also possibly from the newest pack, the Eurasia animal pack. So we will see what animals we get from this pack into our section. It is not 100% sure right now as I'm recording this video, or recording the voiceover for this video, what animals we will be getting, but I will definitely build like for maybe 1 or 2 of those into our section. So I'm also very excited for that. The newest Eurasia animal pack came right in hand for our team, so it is basically perfect timing. So yeah, I will be updating you on the project a little bit regarding the things that I'm personally building. I won't be showing any more stuff from like my group, like that other people build. You will maybe see something in the background, but I won't be showing those in detail. I will potentially be doing a video about the walkthrough of the whole zoo once it is finished, with Zoof and Leader and possibly other people that were in the planning stage and other content creators. And I asked Leader if it is possible for me to be part of the walkthrough, since I'm also a content creator and part of this community zoo, and we will figure out a way on how I will be part of the walkthrough, or if we will be splitting up the walkthrough video and post something also on my channel and some stuff on Zoof's channel. But we will see. It is not 100% a plan, since the project is just going for a few weeks now. And we are not even close to finished. As I said, the red fox habitat is the very first habitat that I am building. I have probably 3 more habitats to build from the plan right now, but I don't know if there will be anything else that I'm going to build or any other habitats. Potentially, if the next DLC after the Eurasia Animal Pack has some sort of animals that would be fitting for our section, the woodland section, then we will also be getting new animals and someone has to build for them. So we will see how long it takes when we will be finishing it. But for now, the next videos will be about the habitats that I'm building for Zoof's community zoo, and of course also the Eurasia animals. But we will see how the content is going. As I said, I'm gonna take it pretty slow right now to not like overdo it and already lose my motivation very soon again. So we will see how it goes. But I am very thankful for being back, very grateful that I finally found my inspiration and motivation. I gotta say, Zoof's community zoo is definitely a big part on why I came back on making content, but also the newest DLC would have probably been another big motivation for me to come back if this project wouldn't be here at the moment. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about the fox habitat that I'm building right now. As I said, I was in a small park where they also had these woodland and forest types of animals that are native to Europe. And there I saw a wild boar habitat, and they had these little cabins or like huts. They were really like low. They were just for the boars to chill in during the day or night. And they were made out of wood, like these wood logs, and the roof was planted with different kinds of grasses and small bushes and stuff like that, so very natural, and I really loved the look of it. So I decided to make another cabin really inspired by the little like chill out areas for the wild boars, and make it a little bit bigger so it looks like a real cabin, and where the inside area would be for the foxes, and also planted with a big variety of different grasses and low bushes and stuff like that. So yeah, I really love the outcome of this cabin. I really adored how it came out. It's just beautiful, just as I thought. But I won't be doing any like indoor stuff, like any detailed indoor stuff for the cabin or any other indoor things in this community zoo that are not visible for the guests, because it was said that we are only going to build things that are also visible for the guests. So no backstage and indoor area that is not visible for the guests will be built in the zoo. So it will be a little bit shorter, the video, than usual, or a little bit less to build. So yeah, that's the reason why the cabin is basically empty, besides the food tray, a water bowl, and the bedding, of course, for the foxes, so they have something to sleep in. But yeah, that is basically it. And for the habitat itself, I wanted to make it really like a lower budget and a little bit older, because the section that I'm building in right now is a older section of our woodland section, which will be designed like a hiking trail. So basically, when you enter this part of our woodland section, it will be looking like you are hiking through a forest, and you are coming across different types of habitats that are native to like this forest, like for example the red fox that I'm building, and also some deers that I will be building very soon. They will be part of this hiking trail. And so I wanted to make it really cohesive and fitting into a like woodlands hiking trail through the forest, and as I said, more like a low budget, less invasive to the nature, and just a little bit older. So I decided to just go with a really simple fence around the whole habitat that is pretty high so that the foxes cannot escape, and they also have a hot wire at the very top, so just in case the foxes decided to climb up, that they would not escape. As you know, I'm always going for a really hard realism in my habitats or in my zoos, but since we also should keep the piece count relatively low and not like go overboard with the piece count, I decided to make it a little bit simpler than I would usually do, and try to use not too many pieces, since we don't want to blow up anyone's computer while building for the zoo. As I said, we are building with like 20-25 people, and we want that everyone can run the zoo smoothly while building and also later for playing, because some people have a better PC, some people have not as good of a PC, and we want everyone to be like have the same fun with this file. And since it is a really big zoo, it will be filling out probably the whole map that we have right now. So it is a big zoo with a lot of habitats and a lot of animals. So we just want to keep it as smooth as possible once we will be putting all the different sections together into one file and one complete zoo. So what else was important for me for building the red fox habitat, or what was my attention and my inspiration for this habitat? Not only the park that I went to with the European native animals and the little planted cabin for the wild boars, but I also was of course looking online for some inspiration for red fox habitats. And I gotta say, I didn't find too many pictures of like a whole habitat of the fox. So it was honestly a little bit of a challenge to find any more inspiration. But I found one picture of a habitat that was also probably located in some kind of forest, or at least the area looked like one. And the habitat was also surrounded by a relatively high fence, similar to the one that I did. And the first thing that I really loved about this picture that I saw was that the whole habitat was covered in leaf litter. The picture was probably taken in fall when all the leaf litter would come down from the trees, but I really loved the way it looked, so I decided to also use a lot of leaf litter in this habitat. I didn't use the orange one from the Twilight pack because I felt like it looked a little bit too orangey and too like fall themed, and I want the habitat to also look good in like spring and summer. So I decided to use the normal dry colored leaf litter. I don't even think that those are base game items, but I'm not quite sure where this leaf litter comes from. Maybe the tropical pack, I'm not too sure. But this was one thing that I really paid attention to basically cover the whole floor and not to make it too green when it comes to the grass. I also used this like slightly dried grass, just a little bit here and there to give a little bit more texture to the ground and not to make it look too flat. And what else I saw in the picture, in my inspiration picture, was that in the habitat were these very dark rocks and basically almost boulders. They were relatively big, and I really loved the look of the dark rocks, the leaf litter, and like fallen down or broken down trees. So that's the reason why I decided to use the new black lava rock that came at the same time at like the Oceania pack. I don't think it was part of the Oceania pack, but it was part of the free update that came out at the same time like the Oceania pack. And I really like the design. I think it looks better like this than if I have used like the temperate rocks, which are like a grayish tone. And I feel like the black one just looks a little bit different than usual, and I really just like the outcome. And they also had a little water feature in the habitat that I saw. It wasn't the same one as I use. It was like a little sort of spring, and then it would like run down some kind of gutter. It wasn't like a natural looking, like almost like a riverbed looking. It was really like a gutter that was surrounded by smaller rocks. But since I couldn't really do any like small gutter with real water in it, I decided to make it more naturalistic and make it look like a little river flowing out of the spring, like down those like rocky or like with pebbles filled riverbed, and then into this very small and shallow pool for the foxes to enjoy maybe a bath and a drink. And it just makes it look just so much more natural, and I really love the outcome. And then I also did a little pre-selection of plants, bushes and trees that I'm gonna use, and I also used some more, but I already did like a little pre-selection. You maybe saw that in the video that I had some trees and bushes in the background that I wanted to use. And then what I also did to keep the guests away from the fence, and then that they don't like poke their fingers through the fence and potentially get bitten, since the fox is a wild animal and it has teeth, so it can bite. So I decided to make like a little very naturalistic plant bed in front of the fence, and then this little wood fence barrier for the guests, so just that they keep a little bit of a distance to the fence. I will also be adding some sort of sign where it says don't step over the barrier, do not poke fingers through the fence, since we have someone in our team that is like some sort of designer. I'm not quite sure now. I hope if you see this that you're not mad with me, but I don't quite remember right now as I'm doing the voiceover. And she will probably be doing custom signs also for like the education boards that would absolutely look gorgeous. She sent us like a little pre-sample and they really looked really nice. So yeah, I will be asking her to design some kind of information sign to not step over the barrier, and of course also for the education board for the fox. But right now I'm just using the normal education board or the normal sign for the red fox, and I just designed this little stand which looks like a little older and rusted and with a lot of wood. It is also similar to one of the education signs that I saw in the park that were for the Wild Wars, so I just had to somewhat recreate it because I just love the look of it, and it was just so fitting for the things that I'm building for the zoo. So yeah, that were my thoughts for this habitat. And we are almost at the very end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it and that you loved the design that I came up for the red fox. I hope you will be excited for the Zoof's community zoo that we are building, and also all the upcoming new habitats that I'm building for our woodland section. And I wish you a lot of fun with the cinematics that are coming up now. And I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye guys!